Be well and welcome. My name is Philip, and I'm the wellness master here at Wellness Beyond the Witchlight, because wellness meant mindfulness, wellness.
You good?
Oh boy, I can make it about that long with all the positivity that I'm supposed to use on this stream. Hi everyone, yes, we're playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight, but it's called Wellness Beyond the Witchlight because somebody was watching a lot of 9 Perfect Strangers before we began. Surrounding me are some wonderful players. Say hello, players.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Very well.
Good. Everyone positive? No one have any negative emotions they're bringing in here that might ruin things?
You know,
I could use some wellness in my life.
Good.
I could use some wellness.
I'm
That's
like a little
perfect.
stressed, Philip, but it's channeling into like just overall craziness. So
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Well, you need to breathe all that stress out and not bring it in here. No, we're here to have some fun in the Feywild. I say Feywild and out a lot because I really think it's funny too. But yeah, that is what's going on in this game. If you are subs to our channel, you may notice that there's some new emotes. Ooh, fun. One of them is specifically for this game, because actually I think Book and Dagger requested a Be Well emote, so that's what we got. We also have a player death emote. That is one that won't really show up in this game. It's a headstone, and it's for when players die, which happens a lot. Now, I'm actually gonna draw. It's hard for me to use the chat through the nonsense because I'm not a good. But I'm also going to throw into chat here. We have a new emote. That is for tier 3, just because we had the slot and I was like, I wasn't sure to do it. That is what we call Usher Tongue. And if you want to know what that's about, check out our Here Be Dragon stream from last night, because there was some, basically there was reason that there's now an emote called Usher Tongue. I don't know why the tongue is so long coming out of that lich who is also an usher, but that's the situation. Or should I say, the lituation.
Get out.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But for tonight's game, we're going to return to a much more upbeat and pleasant world called Prismeer, a domain of delight within the Feywild. Last week, our intrepid guests, who were supposed to come here to kind of have their problem solved, and instead seem to be stranded in a segmented, split up land, and Zabilna the Archfey seems to be incommunicado. They rescued a fairy dragon from a cage. His name was Sir Talavar. He gave them a little more context for the fact that Bavlorna Blightstraw, who is a member of something called the Hourglass Coven, previously the Hourglass Program, has taken over this section of Prismeer, which they are calling Hither. You'll never guess what the other two are called.
Thither and yon.
Correct. Congratulations. I was wrong. You guessed it. We also, in their efforts, they met Jingle Jangle, a goblin, and they sang some songs with her. Fritzy tried to steal something from her because rogues, but a magic mouth spell made that less tenable. In any event, our
To be
group...
fair, I didn't want to steal first. I wanted to prank, but I couldn't prank, so I had to steal.
Exactly. You got to do what you got to do. In any event, our heroes, they managed to free Sir Tolliver from the warded bird cage he was in. He, upon seeing the hammer that Rival had in her possession, became very despondent, as he had sort of like the paired weapon to that who a friend of his used to have. The fact that you have it means his friend might be in trouble. He threw down his own tiny little sword, which turned into a rapier, and that is why, in the possession of the party, we now have both the frog blade and the toad hammer. He has explained what these two weapons do, and these have been something we've had in the working since before this stream began, due to a night of just random magic item building nonsense that occurred in this time slot.
Thanks to Book and Dagger and Zane's words.
Oh, yes. I mean, Thanks indeed. So, with that, as Sir Talavar is kind of flown away, he cried some tears onto the ground. And a little kind of plant-like tendril grew up with an acorn upon it. I believe that, I think Fritzy grabbed that. And I will mention, I believe the group still has a few, I know Rival has some charms from being the Witchlight Monarch. The group has a few packets of pixie dust. Fritzy's got a bunch of stuff. Fritzy and Rival, they won various things at the place or were given various stuff, so you guys have a few little things. If you haven't marked them down, that's okay. There'll just be more fun stuff to find along the way. If you hadn't marked it down, use it. It's probably cool. So, with that, you have been told that the next step on your journey toward Downfall, where you can maybe find Bavlorna and she can get you to that palace of Heart's Desire in the center of Prismere, where you feel like you're supposed to be, but it is currently ringed by this kind of purplish fog that is very hard to travel through. But you now see the sort of, in the distance, this road that's forming on the ground, the Brigand's Tollway, and according to a map, according to directions given to you by some mud methods, you're pretty sure that's how you get to Downfall, where Bavlorna Blightstraw has currently made her headquarters. So, I will say at this point, Alexis, hold on, we'll do it. Alexis, wanting a snack, picks up a snail. Picks up a squirrel, and drinks its blood. There's something wrong with it. Now she's got bad blood. And Snailer Swift is like Band-Aids don't fix, vampire fang holes. Anyway, point is, Alexis is real quiet today, as she's just dealing with some blood digestive issues. Bad blood. You get it? It's because the snail's name is Snailer Swift.
Uh-huh.
And everyone is real interested in this snail right now, because they think some of the recent sort of releases that the snail's been making from, like, the underside of her as she their new releases, they're like old releases. They still refer
Everyone's
to her.
real mad at Snake Slime Ball.
I had one already. Jake
Swift.
Gyllencrawl was what it was gonna be.
There you go.
I was waiting for it.
Snake Gyllencrawl.
Snake Gyllencrawl. That's a good combination.
There you go.
Well,
Together
thanks
we
for
did.
watching, everyone. We're gonna end the stream now. I'm just gonna throw that into chat because it feels appropriate. So, with
Yay.
that, our group looked down the road. Though they could go anywhere they wished, here, in the Feywild, they have given some degree of directions, and Lotara and Olania seem to be maybe a little less focused on Snailer Swift. They had to listen to all the new releases, but it's fine. The old releases, the re-releases. What are you all doing? That's just, someone take this from me, for the love of God.
I'm looking at... I'm holding the two frog and toad things and looking at them.
You could spend a year with those.
I could.
A year with Frog and Toad.
Yes. And I'm trying to figure out why.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Make an Arcana check, I suppose, if you're thinking magic.
Sure. 14.
You know why. They're magic weapons.
Well, yes, but okay. I'm going to take the hammer. Is there a toadstool nearby?
Yeah, Feywild, sure.
I
When you need a mushroom, it's there.
will just crouch down and go onto a toadstool
Understood.
and see if anything happens.
Nothing happens, and you are familiar enough with your 14 that you rolled. You know that you're not attuned to this magic item. With a 14, you know you need to, like, sit with a magic item, focus on it for about an hour over, like, the course of a short rest, and then you have it.
Okay. I will sit and attempt to attune, not knowing how long we're going to be there.
You want to sit and attune to the hammer.
Yes.
Are you okay? Is
Can I
anyone
do
else?
2 at once or no?
Theoretically, so you're just claiming them both. Is everyone else seeing this and cool with this?
We'll take that as a yes.
I mean, I think I'm going to repeat that for Fritzy.
I think Fritzy.
Yes, please.
Basically, Rival is now sitting down and attempting to dual attune to both the frog hammer and the toad blade.
Dual attune?
She's trying to attune to both.
Oh, dual attune them. Sorry, I was like, how do you fight a song? My brain is
I shall dual attune. Okay.
really scattered tonight. Okay.
Cool. All right. Rival.
Can I like mess with her while she's doing
Sure. What do you want to do to mess with her?
that? I'm just gonna pull out my bagpipes and start playing music really loudly.
All right. Very good. Please make a
Mess with her concentration.
please make a performance check.
Okay. 16?
If you're intentionally trying to play the bagpipes bad, you have rolled high enough to do so.
Yay!
So she's making a lot of noise. To that point. Wow. Hey Fritzy, roll me a D8.
Uh-oh. That's not good. 4.
Okay. And then I click you, and then I click. Yes. As you're all sitting there, the ground near you, kind of your like swamp, and there's like water and you're all kind of stuff. The water near you begins to bubble so aggressively and with such displeasure. And before even 2 minutes has passed of Rival attempting to attune to this thing, these iridescent bubbles begin rising out of the swamp. They're about 8 to 12 inches in diameter, kind of like moving, and within them you can see like thick, like clouds of some kind of swamp gas, and they are just like rising and trying to get away from Fritzy. However, as one of them kind of rushes up, it punctures itself on a tree branch, and this absolutely like bizarre sound that kind of goes emerges from it, and this gas just kind of like sweeps over all of you. I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw.
No. Oh, okay. 18?
So Rival, you just, oh, it's disgusting, but you don't breathe in, you're just fine. Lotara?
12.
12. Latara, you also, you know, hold something in front of your face, you're okay. Fritzy?
17.
17. You also just kind of buzz out of the way. Olanius?
8.
Thank you. Olanius. You all watch as Olanius's already somewhat decayed flesh begins to burst forth with sort of like warts.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
All over.
Gross.
Ugh. I will continue to try to attune, but
Understood.
like scoot away and like lower from the bubbles.
Understood.
I've had worse.
no. Yeah, come on, just shake it off.
Oh.
After 5 minutes, Rival, you feel your attunement has occurred to which one you want. You are more focused on the toad hammer.
Yeah.
The toad hammer, you have now attuned to it.
Sweet.
What are you doing? You're still attuning to the other one?
Yes.
Another 5 minutes passes unless anybody else messes with her and potentially forces the Feywild to go crazy on you guys. No, cool. With that, the attunement now ends on the other weapon. Attuning here apparently only takes 5 minutes. How cool.
How nice of our benevolent DM.
It's not me, it's because you're in the Feywild. The rest rules are short. So, you have a hammer, you have a sword, you have them both. Oh my lord. What are you doing? If the rest of you are just standing around for 10 minutes, staring at Eladius, who's still covered in horrifying warts.
I want to hit a toadstool again.
All right.
See if...
You go over to a toadstool. You hit it with the toad hammer. I guess roll a. What's your what class are you?
Ranger.
Okay, you're proficient with light hammers. That's fine. Add your strength and your what is your strength plus your proficiency bonus?
It is...
Your strength is probably, what are you, a 14?
2. Yeah.
Cool, so
two.
you have a +5 because this is a magic weapon. It gives you a +1. So roll an attack with a +5 to hit.
21.
Cool. Roll a, I think D6.
On a
roll
mushroom?
Roll a D6.
Okay. 2.
You do 5 points of damage and you just destroy the little toadstool.
Like, does it magically get destroyed or physically?
No, you just
like...
crush it, but you hit it real
Oh.
good.
Okay.
You hit it real good.
Okay.
You didn't feel any prompting upon doing it to, like, expend any magic. Make another Arcana check. Oh, it's a D4. I'm sorry, not a D6.
Oh well. 15.
Based on maybe what you heard and how you think most magic items work, you just attacked like there are creatures who are plants, but you just attacked like a plant. This was not like
Okay.
a creature.
She was just
think-
seeing.
Maybe you need to do it to a creature. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I will put both of them away.
Okay.
For now.
Understood. So, you guys just stood around there. She did that for 10 minutes. Probably just talking to Snail or Swift.
Do I think the acorn is magical?
What is your Arcana modifier?
+4.
Yes.
Do I think it will do something if I eat it?
Make an Arcana check on that point.
15.
Probably. It might also, with your just kind of general knowledge of, you know, like general knowledge of magical stuff. When you get a thing like a nut, sometimes you eat it, sometimes that you plant it and it gives you something. It's that kind of vibe. You assume that this is a, like he was crying, you know, and it went to the ground and immediately grew. So you assume that this is some kind of magical thing. You know, you're not really sure about what it would be, but you think, yeah, eating it would probably do something. Yeah, burying it might do something, and see if it grows into a thing. Maybe it could be like a spell component or something. But with a 15, those are kind of your main guesses.
Can I try burying it right now first?
Sure. So you just with your little dainty fairy fingers.
Yes.
Dig into the ground, put it there, cover it up.
Yes.
All right.
And then stare at it very expectantly.
All right. You stare at it, and then out of the ground comes this like sharp, pointed little hand of wood, kind of like twisted twigs and vines, roots, sort of juts up from the ground. You kind of, step back. And then another hand, and then soon a head, as a creature digs itself out of the ground. Now, I think that in the monster manual, there's a drawing of one of these, so I shall show that to you all, because what's the point? It's not growing out of the ground, but that's the vibe.
Groot.
It's a Groot.
Groot.
It's much smaller.
Baby Groot.
Sure. Right.
We'll see if
They
it's that
already
friendly.
set that up for me in that franchise, didn't they? Yes, a baby-sized thing, but it is kind of coming up, but it's kind of like, and you notice that like sap is sort of like pouring out of its eyes, and its body is like shaking.
Do we all notice this?
Yes, you all notice this. And it begins swiping at you, Fritzy.
That's rude.
It's very upset. It's like
Would you like me to hit it?
Can I try talking to it and say what's wrong with you?
Sure. Make a what are you guys talking anywhere? Oh. You ask it what is wrong. It just makes this sound that sounds like leaves crying. Like
Oh yeah, the sound of leaves crying.
and it's
Exactly.
still coming. And Fritzy, it is now like it is going to take a swing at you, Fritzy.
Can I fly up away?
I'll give it disadvantage because yes, you're jumping up. Yes, and I mean it's a 6.
No.
As it's kind of just trying to, but it seems very belligerent, very angry. And it seems to be it's not like directing its attack at anyone specifically, but it's very aggressive. It's definitely upset. Out for trouble. What are you guys doing?
I don't want to do what I would do.
Can I go hit it with the hammer?
I was thinking the same
I
thing.
will go hit it with the hammer.
You can hit it with the hammer if you want to, Rival. Go ahead and roll it's a d20 plus 5 for this.
Okay. 17, so 23? Math.
17 would be 22. So roll a d4.
Okay. 3.
All right. You smack it down, and you feel your hammer like super connecting. Now, were you trying to like destroy it, or you're kind of trying
No,
to just
just-
like knock it down or something?
Yeah, just like
Understood.
bonk
So you're
it
kind of
away.
going non-lethal, but you do feel as you strike it. It's like almost like speaking in your mind. You feel rather than hear a question, and you can answer sort of silently or whatever. You can kind of like you can reply, and the question is simply Toad.
Yes.
And suddenly before you... Oh, actually, no, wait. I
Oh.
take that back. The Twig Blight does get to make a save against this. What is the DC? Okay. Well, not good odds for the Twig Blight, because it has a -1 to its wisdom. And it rolls really bad. So yes, suddenly the Twig Blight becomes a toad.
You turned my tree into a toad.
You
it's
turned
just
an
there.
acorn into a tree, boy.
That's what acorns are supposed to do, grow into trees.
I don't know if
You
they grow
didn't
into
seem-
trees that attack you.
You didn't seem to have a handle on it, Fritzy.
Can I grab the toad?
The toad, you can attempt to grab the toad. The toad looks around and begins crying again. It's still weeping. Go ahead, Fritzy, if you want to grab it. I think let's make it'll be a contested thing. So you make an athletics check. The toad will do an acrobatics check.
Okay.
We'll do the standard grappling rules apply.
20.
Isn't there just
22.
Are there really not stats for a toad? A frog. There we go.
Philip,
Yes?
So when the toad starts crying, could I cast prestidigitation to dry his tears?
Aww.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you that. Okay, so... Okay. We'll deal with that in a second. The toad rolls a 3 on its acrobatics check. So you are holding the little toad, and it is just crying, and it's kind of going like this. You don't get the impression that this animal in this form even has an attack it can do. But this toad, which as you now feel it, it's weird. The outside skin of it feels just ever so barky.
Well, that's because it was a tree. She turned it into a toad. Wait, so did you hit it with the hammer or the other one?
The hammer. Toad hammer.
So that's where if you hit it again, it changes back, right?
Rival decides to... That's when she gets the idea to call it the toad hammer. Because I don't think she knew. Did she?
He said it was the toad.
Oh, he said it. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. The toad hammer. Yes.
Wait, so is the toad hammer the one where you hit them and you can change back and forth, or is that the one where you hit someone else in order to change the one back?
So somewhere in the multiverse, something that was a toad is no longer a toad.
Dang it! So now
Maybe-
we have to turn someone else into a toad before we can get the tree man back.
We don't need the tree man back.
I want the tree man back. I want to find out why he was crying.
Make an insight roll, Fritzy.
19.
Someone was crying, and the acorn grew out of the tears. So it seems like he's an expression of someone's emotion.
So he's just an embodiment of sadness? He can never be happy?
But you're not sure about that. I mean, if that's Fritzy's fear of fatalism, then perhaps it's
Yeah.
more that he was just created as a he came into existence as a personification of tears.
Weeping.
How do we make him happy?
No weeping.
He is weeping still. Actually, I've never even rolled the gender of this creature. He is weeping still.
We did just assume gender. That was rude of us.
That's bad, yeah. That's why I have tables.
Okay, well, we can carry it. Put it in the cage. Let's carry on.
You do have a cage. Oh
We do.
my
I want to put him in a
god.
cage. That's why we're
Oh man.
So
Wait,
now
no,
we have
didn't you
a
guys
cat.
leave the cage with her?
No,
Did you give Jingle
don't
Jangle the
remember.
cage?
no, we brought it because she mentioned it was magical. Or we figured out it was magical.
Okay. I don't
I think
recall. I don't recall her keeping it. I thought it was maybe discussed, so fair enough. You have it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we took it because
Alright.
we were like,
So you
Okay.
put the tree frog. Means something
Is he a
else.
tree frog or a tree toad? He's a toad, right? Because there's the toad.
Oh,
hammer.
sorry, he is a tree toad.
Toad.
That's absolutely
And then
right. He's
the
not a frog.
sword thing is a frog.
The sword would make frogs, and you do notice as you look at both of them, they are like adorned with carvings of frogs and toads. Toads on the hammer, frogs on the sword. My God. So, what are you all doing, my fine Feywild friends?
All
Well,
toads are poisonous.
Latara, yes.
as Rival starts talking about cages, I just turn to her and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about caging animals and making them cry.
He's
Well, we're not
just-
making them cry. We're just taking care of him until we can figure out why he's crying.
Also,
I hitting him with a hammer?
I was trying to get him out. He's made of wood. You can whack wood. At least I didn't cut him down with the sword.
It was attacking Fritzy.
Exactly.
He
You're
was
welcome.
confused.
I guess.
And I have a question. I would like to look around and see if the environment is reacting to the toad's sadness.
Ooh, okay, make a perception check.
14.
Not that you notice.
And
No, you don't. You don't see any other points of sadness around it.
okay, and if you look around, the environment isn't responding to it, which means that it's not even feeling a very strong emotion. Maybe that's just what it does. Whenever I was feeling the slightest bit of embarrassment, the whole world was mocking me. So, shall we carry on?
Since all toads are venomous, but some of that poison sometimes is psychedelic, do we know what kind of poison the toad has?
Make a nature check.
Ah,
Or you can ask Latara to do it also. She's high in that as well.
yeah, maybe Latara, would you check and see? Do you know what kind of toad this is? Do you know what kind of poison he makes?
Oh,
Should I lick him?
Should I lick the toad?
Well, I don't know. Do you like licking toads?
I mean, I heard some toads, if you lick them, they can be fun.
I will tell you that upon discussion of licking the toad,
But also,
The-
you can milk their glands and collect the poison.
the toad has stopped crying and just these giant wet eyes are just looking up with some degree of uncertainty as to what. Remember, this is not a toad. So this toad doesn't know about toad stuff. But go ahead and, Latara, please make a nature check in that case.
15.
15. This
Yeah.
looks like a fairly common toad. Now the fact that it has that bark-like kind of stuff on its skin, maybe it's not a typical toad, but its general toad nature does not look like the licking kind.
Okay. And what do I know about licking toads in general?
With a 15, you know that it's done. You know that there is a psychedelic effect on some toads.
Okay.
You rolled a 15. And Philip's search history gets that much weirder. You do... They can be the size of a dinner plate, the ones you lick?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Also, you can milk them for their poison, so...
It is the specific toad is a it's a little lighter in color than this toad. I'll say that.
Okay.
Wait, we have raiders. Oh, hello, raiders. Hi, welcome to our game. As you can tell, some of the adventurers here are discussing whether or not they're going to lick a toad that isn't even a toad. It's a twig blight. And it's not even a naturally occurring twig blight, it's a twig blight that grew out of an acorn caused by a fairy dragon's tears.
In other words, a
I'm
lot
like,
is getting
listen,
done right now.
It could potentially be a real fun toad if we lick it, but apparently...
I think this is what you'd
They
call
came in at the right time.
This is just a average Tuesday in the Feywild, basically. So I think I will say Latara with a 15. Obviously, this is a who knows what the situation could be. Maybe this is a crazy toad. You can't really speak to that, but you don't think it would be harmful to lick the toad. You can't imagine it would hurt.
But I don't think it's a psychedelic toad.
You doubt it's a psychedelic. Now, Latara, you weren't here when they made Fritzy eat mud, so there could just be a recurring thing of making Fritzy eat horrible things. Your character wasn't here for that, so you probably don't know about that, but yeah.
Okay, well, I just turned to Fritzy and I'm like, well, it's not the fun kind of toad if you lick it, but you'd probably be fine if you want to lick it.
No, then there's no point. Is it the poison kind? Whatever. fine.
You don't think like with a 15, you genuinely don't think it would be harmful. You don't think it's going to be the toxin would harm a little fairy such as Fritzy.
I think you'd be good if you wanted to lick it.
The toad, again, just in this conversation, is like,
no use to me. Okay, fine, whatever. We'll find out why he's sad.
it goes back to softly crying, no longer with concern. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe we should be on our way to downfall here. We're getting a little sidetracked.
Yes, Fritzy, put the toad in the cage and you can lick it later if you'd like.
Okay, it's in the cage already. Sheesh.
It did prestidigitation work to dry its tears.
It did, but then more tears kept on coming.
It
It's very
just
sad.
keeps
Latara, if you want to, you could do a well, you did you guys did in that 5-minute oh no, you need a long rest. Like you can try some animal handling to calm it down if you want to. I don't know if I don't think you have any potions left. But
yeah, I'll just try animal handling it and like petting it and being like, it's okay, no one's gonna lick you today.
understood. And I'll go ahead and give the because of a couple weeks away and such, I'll give the friendly DM tip of when in doubt, guide yourself, because you have that guidance cantrip.
Okay,
So
yeah.
if you want to throw that on before you try to comfort it, go
I'll
for it.
guide myself.
Wonderful. So make an animal handling check and add a D4 on top, like a
Okay.
like a little toad licking cherry. I don't understand what it meant either. It just sounded wrong, so I said it.
16.
16. The toad, it doesn't seem like it's happy, but I guess it seems like it's like okay. So I'm in this cage now. All right, they're not talking about licking me. This one seems all right. It seems it is no longer sort of weeping. It is now a little morose. No longer even melancholy.
Okay.
Just a morose toad.
Improvements. As long as it's not freaking out.
So, 15 minutes have gone by. Just right off Telemy Hill, you see some of those giant willow trees still walking around. The swamp, some of those swamp bubble gases still vaguely glistening in the sky in the far distance. There is a road ahead. Again, you don't have to go to Downfall. I got a whole map here. You can go anywhere. You can try to go through Fog and go other places. All sorts of random encounters. Downfall's boring, so live your lives. Downfall's like the story, so do whatever you want. Rival has bogarted all of the magic items you found so far. So you guys have a toad in a cage. Rival's dual wielding very rare magic items in this level 2 party. What's the plan, gang?
We should probably just continue.
I agree.
Understood.
All right, let's go, Iggy Hop.
Iggy Hop. Iggy Hop. Snailer Swift. I am sensing no pattern at all. Cool. So as you guys head along, we'll do one more. Latara, roll me a d8.
Oh,
Actually, wait. Is a d10 easier? Roll a d10. That's better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to repeat.
I thought I preset all of my dice. And
You're
now
fine.
I don't.
Look, who can... I mean, come on.
4.
4. I can't... I'm moving this one to somewhere else. I can't do this one tonight because of people who aren't here. That's fine. Roll me a d4 then. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I do have a D8 now.
A d8 even works. I can just double up. However you want to do it.
Okay, well, what's
D4
better
or
for
D8.
you?
Either one's fine. Just tell me which one you're rolling.
I'm rolling a D8
Cool.
and it's a 7.
Ooh, fun. Okay, cool. Back in the thing. Perfect. You guys begin moving along towards this thing called the Brigand's Tollway. The water dips a little bit lower in the swamp, and you see ahead of you there's kind of a 10-foot wide stream, and it's flowing roughly kind of parallel in your direction, sort of to the direction you're going. The stream seems clearer water than the rest of the swamp, kind of moving through the sort of muddy, half-ground marshland sort of situation. It seems like extremely pure, clear water. Something seems odd about it. But it is not in your direct path, so you can always avoid.
And it's flowing toward where we're going.
It's
right?
It's flowing away from where you're going.
Oh. Okay. So can we go toward the source? The source would be where we're going.
The source seems to be ahead of you, but the water that is like near you, that's kind of like it's not near you for too long.
We can't ride it toward our destination.
You can't ride it. Also, it's going in the opposite direction. It's flowing away from you.
Right.
So, but if you want to approach it and investigate why the water's a weird color, you can. Otherwise, live your lives, carry on.
I would like to carry on because we spent long time.
I agree with that.
Talking about licking a toad.
Okay. So the martial characters are walking away. Latara, Fritzy.
Can I just do like a quick investigation check to see?
Latara kind of just steps over, takes a glance. Latara, please roll a d8.
8.
You see rows upon rows of severed bullywug heads, which are sort of like humanoid frogs. They're all impaled on spikes, and they're all chattering at one another. Very animatedly. You see this.
So I run away, catch up with the group, and I'm like, yeah, let's skip that.
And it's interesting because it looks as if it's like a reflection in moving water. There's nothing above it, and like when you kind of look back down, the water's just kind of very clearly running, but that is all you sort of saw there.
Yeah, I just go up to them and pretend to be on board with exactly what they wanted and don't mention that at all.
Understood. So, with that, you all carry along, eventually reaching the Brigand's Tollway. The swamp gives way to sort of a broader, foggy marsh. On the edges of it are tendrils of that purple, sweet-scented fog.
Fairy one?
The fairy stuff, like the stuff that's kind of hard to travel through. You see that throughout this area, there are rickety causeways, wooden planks, and they seem to sort of be almost spreading out in like a web-like structure, kind of going over the bog. In the center of it, and this is probably 300 feet from you, all of these kind of paths and causeways on these sort of stilts and wooden planks converge on a huge tree stump covered in ivy, sticking about 10 feet out of the, or actually it's more like 20, 30 feet up. There's a little bit of more normal looking fog around the base of it, but there's this big stump. And it seems you see like lights up there, fires burning and such. The causeways are there. You actually see a couple of them that seem to be leading to this. But that is all you all see at this time.
Ooh. I
Ravel is speechless.
I just don't know. I don't trust this domain of delight. It's not been that delightful.
I don't know. I think you've been having a fabulous time. You got all sorts of fun magical things that you're not sharing with others.
No, it was the funnest part for me. becoming the monarch of the fair of the Witchlight.
But we're not
As
at
you
the
all-
Witchlight
That
anymore.
is pretty cool.
As you all
Thank
stand
you,
here,
Latara.
those of you with sort of passive perception of like 15 or higher, which I think a couple of you have, I think Latara and Rival maybe in that zone. 15 passive perception, Latara?
13.
13? Oh, never mind.
One of these days, I'll play a character with
How do
decent
you know
passive
that?
perception. but
Then
not
yeah,
today.
you then
Oh,
then
you do too.
then instead what you all notice is that the temperature drops a few degrees. There's kind of like a dark wind just blowing kind of like up behind you. The water ripples eerily. A few animals all sort of duck under the water. Like hopping into the pond as if frightened.
Uh-oh.
There's a sense of something amiss. And in fact,
Yeah.
you all begin to hear sort of a low droning Hans Zimmer kind of unsettling boom, boom. And it just kind of goes and kind of like drifts there, and it's sort of a weird ambience behind it.
Do I sense that this is a natural sound, or is it being created by...
No role required it feels magical, it feels atmospheric, it feels like something is, it feels like, just this domain is kind of playing some theme music for the vibe of what's going on, which occasionally happens here. Boom, boom, boom.
This is ominous.
Very, very ominous feeling. A minute or two has passed, and now you all see that several of the fires that you can kind of faintly see about 300-400 feet away up on that thing. You can't even, it's too high for you to see where, like, the source of them, but you see fires going out.
Okay.
And can I do a survival check to see if there's anything approaching?
Understood. Please do.
20. Dirty.
You kind of glance around. The only recent tracks. You don't see any other tracks coming here recently than yours. You don't see anything else has come or really seems to be behind you. You certainly, however, get the sense that you're being watched.
I get the sense we're being watched.
Oh. By who?
I don't know. The trees, the mist, who knows?
Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Can I want to try. Can I
pull out my bagpipes and play them with the music?
Sure, make a performance check.
in the meantime, can I try running, not very far, but just running to see if the music changes?
That's
Sure.
a 5.
A 5. You start to play your bagpipes, and Fritzy's the weirdest thing. It's not a permanent problem, but you're playing and you're off key, and some of the stitching in the bag just kind of goes, and a puff of air just pops out, and they're inoperable until you can kind of repair them, as if whatever the vibe around here was no off-key ironic bagpipes. That's not the vibe. Rival, you begin running, and the music does kind of like a little bit of percussion, almost seems to be drifting as the branches are slapping together somewhere in the distance. So you're running, and it's you stop.
Okay, I'll turn around and run back and be like,
As you see her running back, and kind of it's definitely coming, and there's a sense of bum bum ba da dun 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 ba da 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 da.
Theme music for the running.
Vibe changes. The vibe changes. That's what Rival says to the group.
So it's like we can change the vibe.
Oh.
I think so. So if we sneak, maybe we will be less perceived. I just leave me alone, Philip.
That is, oh boy, that's like when a football announcer goes, you know, I think the team that scores the most points just might have a chance of winning this game.
Need to be sneaky?
If we sneak, I think we have a lower chance of being perceived by something out there.
Yes, but if we specifically go slowly, we draw less attention. Because if we sneak fastly, then the music will pick up. I'm not being totally dumb, Philip.
I didn't say you were.
If we sneak fastly, the music will be fast. But if we go slow, it will be quiet.
Well, if it gets us moving, then whatever.
Or Latara, what?
Philip, I'm still like trying to figure out the extent of all of the amazing things I can do with just using the spell prestidigitation.
Sure. Oh, it's got a lot of options. Absolutely.
So I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because it's like really intense.
Mm-hmm.
Can I create like any kind of like little sparkles or rainbows?
You
So
absolutely
is it,
can
like,
do a little bit of like you can absolutely do like a little rainbow sparkle out from where you guys are.
Yeah, can I do that and then
right.
see if the music goes from like dun 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 to like
Certainly. Absolutely. So you kind of step forward and you prepare to cast. How far are you getting from everyone else?
Just a little. Just
5-10
up
feet,
front.
sort of. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Step out
barely,
5-10 feet.
yeah.
You cast a little rainbow, and as you do so, this like dark, kind of just like shadowy thing of mist just passes like in front of the rainbow, almost like obscuring it. You guys can kind of see it, but as it does, you kind of hear the wind go.
Oh. What kind of rainbow was that? Is that an evil rainbow?
Because you're kind of doing this. I want Latara. I want you to make an insight check. The feel of what's going on here. God, poor Alanius. She's like, how about we walk, guys? Oh man.
An 8.
Okay. Yeah, you're like I don't know. Maybe just you need more rainbow power to counteract this darkness. You're not really sure what's going on with the tone of this area. Something seems strange. In any case, again, there's this kind of like boom, and you see the last of the lights go out on top of the tree stump ahead. The wind blows more eerily.
Right, so walking then. We'll try that.
Yeah.
All right. You guys begin to walk forward. So you are trying to go quietly?
Yes.
You're trying to stealth? All right, then even though there is a giant snail and an Alexis who's still complaining about the gross blood, they won't affect this. We'll just, with the four of you, please make me stealth checks.
Oh my gosh. Oh
What
wait.
shall they be against?
8.
Wow.
24.
Okay.
Oh no. 6.
8, 6. Rival, what did you have?
8.
8, 6. Olanius?
That's okay, because I got a 5.
Great. So
They're all so useless.
you guys, so Fritzy, now I'm gonna not to whatever. Fritzy, in not fairness to you, this is really easy because you weigh about 40 pounds and you don't have to step on anything. The rest of them begin walking on these rickety, like kind of planks that are like, and every step they take, it's like, and you guys begin slowly making your way across these, getting to kind of the first area where they meet.
Just like really annoyed with them.
The highest perception, the highest passive among all of you is a 13. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's.
I have 13.
Nobody's lower than that. Great. Okay. So you guys make it to like the first intersection. You're not too far from that sort of tree stump like area.
How much pixie dust do I have left?
You have one more thing so you have one more use of an hour.
Okay, and so it would only work on one of us, and I wouldn't be able to carry Elanius and Lotara.
I'll tell you what, if you wanted to split it, it doesn't really work this way. If you wanted to split it on you, Elanius, Lotara, Alexis, and the snail.
Oh right. Yes.
You could do that. But that would be it, and it will only last 5 minutes for all of you.
I have the other thing.
That helps you fly, yeah. But if you want to use your last packet of that to just like make the whole group fly, you absolutely can do that.
So I will explain that. What do you think? Do you think we can make it on the bridge, or would you rather fly?
Come up here.
Probably be safer to fly, I suppose.
Air is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flying was fun too.
Okay, we can do it again, right?
Okay.
So she gets the pixie dust out.
So as you guys are having this conversation, kind of the music has just been this like kind of droning, and then there's this like slow period in it, and it sounds like an organ is playing distantly somewhere. But as you begin to sort of say this plan, the music is going boom 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 boom. And as you twinkle it over yourselves, you do hear a few like doodle-doo, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And then you all lift up into the air, kind of up to where Fritzy is fluttering.
I'm enjoying this music. I don't know about the rest of you. I think it's
Boom, boom,
hilarious.
boom, 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 boom. So you're all hovering about 20 feet above the water.
And
We see
I will
anything?
proceed.
Make a perception check, Tara.
Perceive. Are we perceived?
19.
With a 19, you actually do see something. At one of the intersections of like two of these causeways, not really where you are, it's like one you hadn't been to yet and might actually never have really passed by. It was kind of like a lane away almost. But at the intersection there are some little like lean-to like areas or stuff, but you see there are two Harengon, the rabbit people. They're wearing cloaks. One of them has like a bow and arrow. And that one is very, very quiet. It's kind of like really scared. And there's another one under there, and they both look terrified.
You're muted.
I am.
Oh no, you
No,
weren't.
you're just being quiet.
I know, we're just
Continue.
being quiet.
Quiet.
You don't know what the Harangons want, so we're being quiet.
Guys, there's two Herringong in cloaks that look really scared
Okay, well,
and ominous.
this music is terrifying, quite frankly. So, yep.
Boom.
What
Boom. Ba-da-bum, bum, bum.
Thank you. Did they look like they were trying to attack us or anything?
They didn't. Did they see us? Did they look up?
They seem to see you. Make an insight check, I guess.
14.
The one holding the bow and arrow looks really scared. The one next to it, which seems more like almost like a kid or like a teenager, is just staring at you guys like really scared, just, at you in the sky.
Yeah, I think they're scared of us since the last time we saw them, it probably didn't go well for some of their friends.
Oh,
Okay,
are these
so-
the same ones?
I mean, I'm not sure, but word probably got around.
So let's let them be. Let's continue on with our journey. I don't think this fairy dust is going to last.
It lasts about 4 minutes left at this point.
Yeah, we should probably
Agreed.
get going to where we're going.
All right.
Although it would be really fun to spook them.
Have a
So-
wonderful thought.
Are you going to where are you headed? Just kind of continuing through over this brigand's tollway, which you think you now find yourself on.
Yes.
Understood. All right. Are you going to fly over the stump, or are you going to fly around it?
I would like to fly over it. I would like to.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
I'll just follow along.
So as you guys kind of fly up over the stump, I'm going to actually do 3 rolls for this based on how many there are.
Oh.
No.
Oh, we should have flown around it. Dun dun dun.
You guys fly up over the stump. And which of you have 13 passives? Latara
I
and
do.
Rival?
I have 14 passive.
14 passive. Anybody? Oh, are you guys like super low, Fritzy, Elanius?
Mine's
12.
14 as
Oh,
well.
14. Okay. 12. Actually, okay, so you all will notice this based on the so as you guys fly up, you do see there's this one heron gone like a she's probably like 16, 17. She's wearing kind of like a shirt that seems kind of like ripped. Like along like the sleeves, like she's been like running, climbing, like in some stuff. She's like got her back up against like a wall, like looking up at you guys, like really scared. And then this other heron kind of comes up to her side and just like puts a hand over her mouth, and she's like, and he's just like, and like points up in the air in the general direction where you all are. But like they're like, and the music is just like.
So we think definitively they're scared of us.
You all see that.
Okay.
Do we recognize any of them from the last time?
You have not seen any of the specific ones who
These
were there.
ones.
No.
Okay.
What if I look up past us to see if there's anything above us?
Make a perception check.
Oh, it's probably smart.
Just a rock
okay.
is like
Good call.
flying at you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
maybe
use
whatever.
my last knowledge from a past life to add that on
How bad would it be if I snuck up behind them and yelled boo?
for a 14. Not good, probably.
14.
Probably not
Yeah.
nice.
You
I'm a little scared. Nothing.
you see nothing above you. The sky is dark. The clouds are like rolling. Actually, then the clouds like break and like a shaft of moonlight comes down, and the heron gone girl and the guy next to her like see that they're in direct light, and they just like they start running. Fritzy, are you going after them?
Yeah, can I just sneak up behind them and yell?
Sure, make a stealth check.
Boo? Oh, did not do as well this time. Oh, but my stealth is +6. 17?
17 is actually just over their passive of 16. So yeah. So basically they're running, and I guess what you're sort of doing is you're like flying to the side of them. Your passive's only 12 though, your passive perception. Okay,
Passive's
you're
only
not really noticing anything, you're just going, but as soon as Fritzy goes, like the music is like and Fritzy, you kind of like you actually like outpace them, and so you see them like they've gotten like inside some like little house, and you're so small you just go right through a window, and they're like spinning around, and one of them's like he's like I think we're okay. I don't think they see us. And they're like their backs are to you as they're like backing into this dark room, and you're just there at the window. What do you do?
Can I just yell boo and then start making faces?
Sure. Make an intimidation check.
I don't want to hurt them. I just want to have fun. with
Are you
them.
trying to scare them?
Yeah, I just want to
Then-
give them a little scare.
Intimidation check.
19.
19?
Yeah.
All right. Boy bunny, girl bunny. Boy bunny has a natural 1. Girl bunny has a 3 on the die. So you see both of them turn around and see you making funny faces, and the rest of you hear like a brass hit, like high pitched, like Pwah! And Fritzy, you see both of them, the girl bunny, and then you hear this like perfect horror movie scream of the girl bunny, and she does like a, and then she and the boy bunny just fall over backwards.
Did they pass out?
They're not moving. Their eyes are open.
Their eyes are open, so they're awake?
You want to go down to them, make a medicine check?
Sure.
All right.
I petrify them? Like, what happened?
We can't see any of this, right? We're just
No,
hearing...
you just heard like a scream and a thing. Go ahead and make a medicine check on them.
14.
14. They don't appear to be dead. They both appear to be pretty much catatonic or like stunned or paralyzed, something in that zone. You're not sure which. They've definitely taken some psychic damage. They're probably low on HP. However, you're down there. And then you see like the doorway kind of opening as another Herongon had like come to investigate and sees you over them, and like a beam of moonlight is like lighting you from the rear, so you look like this like winged monstrous thing. And the rest of you hear one Herongon scream, "Deathbringer!" And all over this darkened treetop, Deathbringer.
Oh,
And
no.
all over this darkened treetop, you all sort of see shadowy forms of leaping Herongon kind of like spreading out. And then you start to hear the splashes as they're jumping
Are
off.
they killing themselves?
Make an insight check.
No.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
15.
No.
You said this was a nice game.
Well, yeah, but KJ's not here tonight, so I can go crazy. Besides, it's nice to you. Nothing's gonna hurt you guys. You're the monsters.
I know. I had a sneaking suspicion.
They're not. No, they're definitely not. They're all trying to get away. It seems to just be more like pandemonium in the darkness as scary things are happening.
Okay.
Pandemonium in the darkness.
I would like to call out for Fritzy
Okay.
and say, Fritzy.
I'm just gonna
Can
go
I
to
use
the pockets
intimidation?
and see if I can find any truffles, and then I will rejoin the group.
Can I use intimidation to...
You can't see me. You can't intimidate me.
I can wait, I have that thing where I can throw my voice really loud.
You do? What's that?
It's,
thaumaturgy?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay,
Hold
it's
on.
heard 300 feet away. Yeah, do a thaumaturgy. That's a good idea. So, yeah, what do you
will.
shout with your thaumaturgy?
Fritzy, get back here!
So, because of your sort of infernal nature, and Fritzy, you understand the words, but because of your sort of accent that happens when you go full thaumaturgy, it sounds like a screaming devil. Just like, nothing you can put on Fritzy, and it's like echoing from everything. None of them are, they're just all running like pandemonium in the darkness. Some are like jumping off of the thing. They can all swim. You don't think anyone's getting hurt.
We're buddies!
You just made it worse for them.
Make an
that
investigation check, Fritzy.
Yay! I just want to find the truffles. Alright. 24.
All right. In the boy's pocket, you find in a little box a ring with a diamond on it.
Whoa.
You find you find some like a modest amount of gold and stuff. He has a dagger. In the girl's pockets, she has like a little purse. You find some makeup. You also find like a photograph of like a parent who was like killed in some tragedy, like when she was a kid, and how it's like, you know, like she's worried about stuff coming back, etc., etc. That's what you find on them.
Okay, well, I'll leave her the photo. I'm going to use the makeup to draw mustaches on their faces, and
Okay.
then I'm going to keep the dagger and the diamond ring.
Cool. So you'll take his engagement ring. Perfect. Yeah. Sure. Sounds good. So you guys fly.
And then I'll fly back to the group.
Fritzy does that, flies back. Everyone is running from the Deathbringers at this point. You do, however, those of you who are not causing trouble, because your snail has just been slowly going over the top of it. Below, on the other side of the stump, there actually is a dock. There are a bunch of wooden skiffs moored, kind of like cattails and tall grass and stuff. There's this pretty sturdy dock. There are rope ladders hanging down. You guys Fritzy, you don't need the time. Rival, you realize you guys are about to lose your flight ability. So if you hurry them along, what you see on the other side is this area where there's like a, there's like boats. You also see a large sign that has been painted, downfall with an arrow, and it is on like the watery passage that goes.
Yeah, I will continue to float down.
You also see there's a few like boats in the distance with like lanterns hanging as Heron Gunn are furiously like paddling and pulling their way away.
Aww.
We're the bad guys.
No, the bad guys are just scary. It's all just emotional. Don't worry about it.
Listen, one of them stole some truffles. I'm just curious.
So I'm just gonna take this engagement ring.
Yeah. Listen, truffles are expensive.
All right. So Fritzy, you catch up to the others. You're having them land sort of on this dock, Rival. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are on the dock. Good to go.
Aw, someone just gifted a sub.
Oh, thank you for gifting a sub. That's so nice. Unlike the players of this game, I'm just kidding. They're fine. They're just doing what's normal.
We just steal things and start fights.
Yeah.
The thaumaturgy was a great touch.
Great.
So, you guys are at this little dock on the far side. Many wooden skiffs, and there seems to be a waterway and the trees here also get really thick. So you think it's probably most people would travel by boat in this point. But there is an arrow pointing and kind of painted on it in a classic, what you'd expect a village of rabbits to have done. It says downfall, and there's an arrow. Elanius, at this point, the pixie dust is worn off. Fritzy catches up with the group a few minutes later. Are you wearing the diamond ring?
No, I pocketed it away. I'm not letting them know what I found.
Understood. Oh God, rogues. Every party's favorite character.
Wait, there's a sign that says downfall and it's pointing where?
Ahead.
Ahead. Okay.
Basically continuing on past the stump, sort of directly north of the stump, basically. And there's a waterway, and kind of the swamp and the marshland gets really overgrown and thick on either side of it. And the trees almost form a canopy overhead, but like a good 50, 60 feet up.
And we know, we have a good idea that going that way is where we need to go.
You have no idea. The geography changes around here all the time. But there's an arrow saying downfall that way. And it certainly looks like there's a few. I mean, they've got a bit of
personal downfall or physical.
I cannot answer that. It just says the word downfall. There also are, and you also notice like a few boats did escape before you guys arrived, and you see the lanterns have disappeared into the dark up ahead. There's like a little, kind of like staff, and you can hang a lantern on it if you wish. So what's the plan, gang?
Shall we?
Well, hopefully,
have some fun.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right.
hopefully the whole city isn't like this.
Should we grab
Oh,
so there's staffs that we can hang a lantern on?
There are, in fact, yes. You guys can light a lantern that gives kind of, good bright light in the way. Are you going to, are any of you, I can't imagine, does anybody have is anyone like a naval military background, or you're just military, whatever background?
Just military.
Just mercenary, yeah.
Then in that case, it's a survival check to plot a course, and then just like athletics checks to row.
Ooh,
Kind of
19 plus 5, 24.
So you, nevertheless, you're like, this is about as simple a boat as it gets. There's
I've
no
had training.
rigging, there's no sails. You're just pulling yourself along.
I
We
can at
all need to
least
do
row.
checks for rowing.
I won't make you guys do checks for rowing. You have a
just
couple.
fly.
Fritzy can also fly. Fritzy, if you were to row, it would probably be one of those situations where like you put the pole in and then the pole like springs back and just like the pole sticking out and the boat passes by. You know. So,
They'd be going in one direction. So
oh yeah,
we'd
good.
be
Ah!
going in circles. Yeah, I'll just fly above the boat.
So, as you guys carry on,
Gee, it looks real taxing down there.
the music stops. The dark music stops playing. And the glow in this area that kind of the Feywild often has becomes just much more sort of like neutral, sort of like pleasant and mystical rather than ominous the way it was back there at the home of many, many Harengon. So, after about, let's see what it says, how long it takes. 20-30 minutes on this boat. You guys see up ahead of you some structures, and the water seems to open up. Now, interestingly, you can kind of see the tops of structures, but clear visibility is very limited in this area. Nevertheless, you can sort of see a fair bit, and I'm going to sort of show you specifically what that looks like here.
Oh.
And oh, Jesus Christ, you guys are coming in along. It's kind of hard to see. You're coming in from like this little river up here, and you notice in front of you there are a bunch of like stones. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So kind of like that river, like kind of up there. There's a bunch of stones almost blocking the passage. You see some boats on the other side. On the shores, you see... Well, actually, Latara, you've seen them already. There are a lot of bullywug heads on spikes.
Uh-oh.
As you pass this way, Latara, you also now kind of hear what they're saying. And they're saying, like, well, none of this would have happened, oh, sorry, wait, that's not who they are. They're, like, well, I dare say none of this would have happened if I was still in charge around here. Oh, pish-posh, good sir. You were much less effective potentate than I have been. No, I would have seen a stop to this. Oh, look, here they come now. Oh, my. Oh, by my stars, these look like troubling individuals indeed. Oh, yes, I see why everyone was so frightened of them back there, down at the tollway, my goodness. Oh, well, I do declare that these travelers, they don't look so bad at all. I think, once again, our Harengon friends have been exaggerating, and perhaps should have let their words do the talking rather than their fearful ears. If you take my meaning. Oh, all of you pipe down. Were I still in charge of this place, we wouldn't have had those Harengon running to us anyway. We would have had universal Harengon care. This goes on for longer than anyone wants it to.
Unfortunately, their reigns were here and gone.
And these are just heads on spikes.
Just heads on spikes, and they seem to all be referencing when they were in charge.
And they're all bullywugs?
All bullywugs. Ahead of you, you actually see that kind of like pretty tall, about like 20, 30 feet in the air, there has been a kind of over these rocks that do block your passage. There's kind of like a big like walkway across sort of some of the shores here. It's almost 20 feet above the water. There's stairs on either side. Standing along this are several bullywug knights. They have some, you know, they have some ranged weapons with them. What kind, you ask? So they don't have any ranged weapons. They have glaives. And I actually need to show you a picture of them because, oh my god, amazing.
Yay.
But
And by glaive, do you mean another word that I might know?
I really do mean glaive, but I'll show it to you. It's like a really long stick with like kind of like a weird axe on the end of it. I'm just gonna show it to you. There's no
Scythe?
They're
Kind
kind
of
of
like
like
a scythe,
halberds a little bit.
You know what a
No.
halberd is?
No.
Cool. Here are the Bullywug Knights holding their glaives.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a good row of them. They're not all holding flowers, but
They
like
look
the elves
very
had.
fancy.
actually they're all holding flowers. All 6 of them are holding flowers in one hand.
Are they
if-
all the same kind of flower, or are they different
all the same kind of flower?
kind? Asking very important question.
There's nothing matters more than that. However, if you think they're fancy, you should get a load of their king in the center of this picture, a retainer to the left, and a friend to the right.
I love that.
Oh my goodness.
What is the pet's name? Wait, I'll ask.
How dare you think it's a pet?
What's the alligator's name?
So you arrive,
Crocodile.
I take it,
Crocodile.
at these you come here, and basically that sort of the one on the left who has the monocle kind of says, well, now I do declare, if all of y'all can please just stop there. We want no trouble here at Downfall.
Nor do we.
Well, that is then that
Right,
is
Fritzy?
That is a very
No
good
trouble?
thing.
I don't want any trouble.
No trouble.
I just want laughs.
Oh, they want laughs. Oh, one moment, please, esteemed murderers of Harringons. They just want laughs. They don't want trouble. The king is like, oh, understood. Well, we was under the impression that you were coming here seeking trouble.
No.
Never.
Scout's honor.
Well, your majesty, that seems good enough for me. Well, that should not be good enough for you. They could be being deceitful. Oh my.
Does this look like the face of a deceiver?
Your
I just,
Majesty,
like, look
that
at her.
fairy there makes a very good point. She does not appear to be deceitful, Your Majesty. She seems to be very pretty and nice, and based on what we would call appearances alone, I don't think they're anything to be troubled about. Trust me, when you're the king, people who seem nice are deceitful all the time. Isn't that right, Snoodle? And the alligator just goes,
Yes.
and the alligator looks right at Fritzy. They are being deceitful. Oh, His Majesty believes that you are all being very deceitful right now. So my apologies for thinking that you were not. I hope I did not offend you by thinking you were not deceitful when you were being deceitful. My sincere apologies.
Well, look, we're not here for trouble, but we are here looking for someone.
Oh, you're looking for someone. Who? The king says, please don't say me. Please don't say King Gullup. Please don't say you've come to cut off my head and take my place as the king
You
of Downfall.
are of no
Is that how all
significance
the
to
kings
us.
get replaced here?
Behind you, a bunch of heads go, yes, dear, that's correct. Exactly, that's exactly how it happens.
Well,
That's-
that
yeah,
just breeds an environment for paranoia.
pretty much. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good point. The deceiving little fairy is right. That's correct. It is an environment that causes a lot of paranoia.
Wait, what's the name of the person we're looking for again? I keep forgetting.
Who are you looking for?
It was Blightstraw.
Oh,
Brightstraw.
Bavlorna Blightstraw.
Yes, Blightstraw.
We're looking for Babylona Blightstraw.
Well, I do declare. Oh no, by my warts and by the way, Alani, it's about an hour's past and all your warts are gone.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I forgot about
We
this.
completely forgot about the warts.
Yeah,
Oh,
Alani's like,
I remembered.
I was like, well, guess I got warts now, whatever. But
It's very barely worse than he already was.
the king sort of leans down and says, "Oh my, well, this is a terrible situation. Bavlona, she is here serving as the queen of all of Hither."
How?
You have to chop off someone's head.
No, or maybe. That's just how things work here in Downfall. But she's the queen of all of Hither. And I would never do anything to upset her. I follow the rules, you see. You all must know the rules if you've made it this far. Your Majesty, I might point out that perhaps they don't know the rules, seeing as how they've been murdering Herringons now that we know they are deceitful.
That was not murder. That was self-defense.
They attacked us first.
That is true.
That is actually the truth.
What? You know, all these chittering heads behind you. It's like, what? Oh, that's impossible. That's what? That's huh? That's what? What? Oh, gasp! I can't gasp. I have no lungs. They all sort of quiet for a moment. What if they attacked you first? They were trying to take your own life?
They were trying to rob us.
With weapons.
Oh. Well, that's a slightly different situation. In that case. Only slightly, however. Do you know the rules of Prismia? The king says.
What are the rules of Prismir?
There are
No.
3 rules in Prismia, and the first is why we haven't invited you into our little town here. That is the rule of hospitality. Somehow all the sort of like flora in the area just kind of all like make some little sparkling sound as if in other words, when a friend or an enemy or a stranger enters your home, you must be gracious to them until by word or action they prove themselves undeserving of hospitality. So we don't like to invite people in until we know that they can be trusted, because to turn against a guest is poor conduct indeed. Rule 2, says the one with the monocle. It is the rule of ownership. You must not steal from a friend, an enemy, or a stranger.
I slowly turned to Fritzy.
To take something that doesn't belong to you without permission is a crime and an unforgivable breach of etiquette.
What is the punishment for that?
Oh, well,
Just
Zybilna.
curious.
When Zybilna was around, there was a very harsh punishment. Now that she is not around, the punishment is much harsher.
Oh,
And it's
interesting.
doled out by Bavlona Blightstraw.
Ah,
Well, what happens if you steal from someone who was trying to steal from you?
Oh, now that's a very good question. I don't know. That's what. You know, if I was still ruling, I would make a law that. Well, so would any of us if we were still ruling. Stop using. Oh, but if I were ruling, I would do a good law. Oh, you would not do a good. Yeah. It goes on and on. Well, a sentence will be carried out against you if you're caught to be stealing things. If you are taking things that you do not rightfully own. A sentence.
Well, but if they are already stealing from you and then you just take from them, you're just doing justice.
True. So sentences would be carried out over all of you.
Like sentences, like, you know, this is a sentence, period.
Oh, not like that.
Okay.
A much longer sentence, full of, what do you call, clause.
rule
think
number
you-
3.
I think
Commas and
I
things.
think you mean clauses. That's right,
Ah.
full of clauses.
Well, you better make sure you use the right one so it doesn't become a run-on. What's rule number 3?
That is the rule of reciprocity, says the king. When a friend, an enemy, or a stranger offers you a gift. You're obliged to accept it and offer something of comparable value, be it material or service and favors.
Huh.
It needn't happen immediately, but Zybilna did not care for people who did not reciprocate, and neither does the Queen of Hither, Bavlona Blackstraw. Now, if you're looking for her, I'm here to tell you there's only one person who can give you permission to speak with her, and that is me, King Gullop. Provided she gives me permission to give permission.
Well, we would like to ask permission.
All the heads on the sticks gasp. Well, I don't know. I don't have permission to ask her permission.
What?
Well, can you get her permission to ask her permission?
Well,
He looks up. He's in now. You know what? Outside of you guys, the king is interested in that. He looks down at the little snoodle on the ground. And goes,
Snoodle.
It appears I cannot. Such is the trouble of a constitutional monarchy, which is not the kind I wanted.
and what about other monarchs?
Check with them. Yeah, I was not permitted to ask for permission to give permission. I was not permitted to ask anything. I was not permitted to live longer than a day. That's when this one chopped off my head.
What about the monarch of the Witchlight?
Well, now, wait a second. Now, the monarch of the Witchlight. Do you know the monarch of the Witchlight? Because I always love to speak one monarch to another.
I am she glares at Fritzy. I am the monarch of the Witchlight.
Gasp, gasp, gasp. What I do declare. The one with the monocle goes, hold on a moment, my liege. These are deceitful people, as I once again apologize for not realizing earlier.
No, she's definitely the monarch. She never shuts up about it.
Only to bother
That actually came from Alexis. But...
Well, now I don't know what to think. The crocodile.
It's really annoying.
The crocodile kind of like steps forward, and just you see the little nostrils flare. One of the knights scoops the crocodile up on a glaive and leans over and leans the glaive down sort of like towards your boat. The crocodile's like tail is wrapped around the edge, and it's kind of like holding its body out real stiff. It looks at the frog, or looks at the toad rather, in your silver cage, and gives it like a look and kind of goes, "Arr," and the toad just kind of, the toad like gestures towards some like trees or like branches, that are growing on the thing. But it kind of goes over to you, rival, and then turns back and just goes, and they pull it back up.
Is this a truth-sniffing alligator?
Oh, it's a royalty-sniffing alligator. It's a crocodile.
His name is Snoodles, Fritzy. Have some respect.
Yeah, Snoodle knows the monarchy very well. Isn't that right, Snoodle?
The monarchy, because he smells them. I get it.
So, if you are the monarch, then if you're asking one monarch to another, a monarch would have permission to go and seek their own permission. So, I suppose in that case, rather than trying to buy you to leave by offering you a huge ransom, which was our original plan, and at that point you see the huge treasure chests being opened that they had up there with them that they were going to give you in exchange for not coming, they slam those all closed. We will instead simply welcome you, a monarch, into our little monarchy, the seat of a larger monarchy. Please enjoy yourselves, and please do not violate the rules of hospitality, ownership, or reciprocity, lest punishment be doled out and a sentence
Yes, we will not violate any of the rules. Is that right?
Don't know why you're looking at me. I'm fine.
I like the idea that Fritzy... I feel like Fritzy may genuinely not know why she's looking at him. Why are you looking at me?
Done anything bad in like the last 5 minutes? I don't know why you're looking at me.
It's been so many rests since I did
Oh
something
my
bad.
god.
So with that, ahead of you, those large stones that were blocking your passage rise up out of the water to be these extremely tall walking boulders. Anyone proficient in either nature or arcana could make a roll on either.
I'm proficient in nature.
Go, do a nature check.
At one.
Like, those are rocks! But in any case, it's sort of interesting. Like, one of them stands, and then it kind of, like, waves its hand. Like, there's a few of them stand up, they sort of wave their hand, and then the other boulders also stand up, kind of with much less definition, and they all move out of the way, and you're able to pass. As you do so, you see kind of like moored nearby are a few boats where there are still very scared-looking Herringons, like who fled when you arrived in the night, like bringers of death. But you are able to sort of pass around through the area. You are directed, though you are told you can look around the town if you wish, you are directed to the large sort of like tower that's in the center here. This kind of tall, I'll try to zoom super in on it again here, basically to that thing in the middle there.
Oh, hello.
And you see those like stairs kind of coming out of them, so you are being directed to head that way. But if you want to look around elsewhere in town, you're welcome to do so. So do you want to go straight to that, or do you want to like moor somewhere else and look around down first?
Would encourage all of us to go directly there as to avoid any mishaps that may happen along the way.
Again, why are you looking at me?
You know very well why I'm looking at you.
Know what you're talking about. And in fact, I would like to find out if there's somewhere where I can get my bagpipe prepared.
Your bagpipe would even be a it would take you just a couple seconds. It seemed like
I can do it myself.
It seemed like an instantaneous just trying to be rude, basically. So you pull up to this tall cottage, this multi-leveled cottage, multi-level marketing.
Oh no.
None of you are feeling particularly well about how things went today. You were promised
Emma
wellness.
under a croak.
And instead, that's good, because a change in letters. But as you pull up there, based on you actually are remarkably further along than I thought we'd be at the end of today's session.
Really?
Based on previous performance, yes. I was like, my estimates were correct when you didn't even start walking to the place. I thought you were going immediately, but it's fine.
Well, now we have a toad.
In any case, you now have a toad. But at that time, because once you get to the cottage, you might be talking to some more important folks. So that is where we're going to call it a night for tonight.
Yeah.
In our wild and wacky and totally fun, nothing bad happens. Nothing bad happened to any of you, I shall point out.
I do feel bad.
Wait, I got warts.
You did get warts.
I mean, yeah, you
Sorry,
did get
that's
warts
true.
briefly.
Sorry.
What about all of the herringons that leapt off?
They leapt off in terror, and it would have been a fucking cool scene in a movie. As it's just like, it's like, because basically the camera was never really on you guys. So like when all the crazy stuff was happening, it was like their perception of you guys in the distance. And Latara, like when you stepped up and you were doing like rainbows and this stuff, and like a dark cloud was passing, like two little ones were in the window and like, there's lights in the dark. It's like, don't look at the lights. And then, like, as you guys were creaking past, it's just like below on all the stilts, there were just herringons. Like, this is the gesture that was happening a lot. And then, like, you guys are walking on the one above them and dust is falling down. You know, yeah, you get it.
They're
Movie
like
stuff.
desperate.
I love that now I'm the death river.
So anyway, wild beyond the Witchlight is wellness beyond the Witchlight, and this is what wellness is to me. Thank you all so much for watching our silliness this evening. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, come back next week when we will have our party, now that they are in Downfall, speak to a member of the Hourglass Coven/program, Bavlorna Blightstraw. In addition, if you like other kinds of games, check us out on Fridays for Blood from a Stone, a horror game where it's real, like, it's actual horror and scary and bad things happen to the players. We have switched systems in that game, ladies and gentlemen. We are now running Call of Cthulhu. It is not Lovecraftian in nature. We're just using the rule set. It's going awesome so far. It was a super fun first session of kind of the new vibe of it. New overlays, new kind of some mini changes going on there. Check that out this Friday. And then if you like dragon stuff, I strongly recommend the dragon game is heating up as well. Here Be Dragons on Sunday nights. The party are all dragons. Very fun session of that, and interestingly, I will mention to all of you, they ended their last session entering the Feywild. They are also, unfortunately, it is not. They're in a different domain of delight than you all.
Oh.
Pierce was really hoping you'd overlap, but sadly,
That would be cool.
it could be.
Okay.
It could be. Well, if you guys decide to, I'll actually tell you which one they're in if you want to try to escape your domain and find another. They are in a domain of delight. They don't even know the name themselves. It is called Wother.
Wother
Wother.
and... Oh, we got a new raid.
Oh, hello,
Raider.
Raid.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to our
Welcome
to our post game discussion. I'm just plugging all of our other shows, but welcome. I hope that you're all having a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us. We just witnessed our characters force the ground to give birth to a twig blight, which they turned into a toad, which they decided not to lick and instead locked up. Then they scared a bunch of rabbit people, and now they're at a frog town. So,
Tune in next week.
lighthearted
And-
fun.
And that was getting more done than he thought we would.
Oh yeah, you guys progress much further. Super fun stuff there. Check us out next week on that, or for horror on Fridays with Blood from a Stone, or on Sundays for Here Be Dragons. Also go to our Discord. We got cool stuff on our Discord, including recaps of all of our previous sessions, and some like weird downloads you can find of I don't know, writing and sometimes music. I forgot our Star Wars game had some original songs by the band featured in it. So that was
Murdanky
silly.
and the Hyperspace
Dream.
Dream?
and the Hyperspace Dream. It was they're a good band. Just full of a lot of weird Muppets. Anybody else have anything they want to plug? Things they want to talk about in their life?
Oh, somebody earlier was asking about my horns. I
Oh.
got them on Amazon, and they're just clip-on horns.
Now,
and I put K-tape here.
So they come with a little clip?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so... And then I painted them like copper, and I had to put K-tape because they kept sliding off. But
Oh.
yeah.
And tell everyone who doesn't know, because I know, but tell everyone what K-tape is.
Oh, K-tape is it's like stuff that you can put on your skin to, like, oftentimes it's used for sprains and stuff like that, or
Ooh.
for posture.
Wow.
It's skin friendly, but I have it on my thing because it's grippy.
So smart.
Skin friendly sounds like a code word for, I don't know,
I mean,
an erotica
you know.
trading forum.
We're all skin friendly here. Right?
I mean, point is, you can use it on the skin for various purposes.
That's great.
That sounds worse.
I
you're
injure
just-
my legs. So,
I'm so skinly. Oh my god. My legs
well,
get so
everyone.
hurt. Be well indeed.
I have a lot of knee
Be
injuries,
well.
wrist, ankle.
Wrist and ankle injuries. Yep, there we go. Raid, I hope you're enjoying this real focused
Be well.
conversation. If you came here for some games, you're You're definitely getting it. Yes, be well until next time. I think that's my cue to end it. So thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then.
Have a great night.
Bye,
well.
everyone.
Bye.
Before we say anything that gets us kicked off of Twitch.